right, welcome everybody to yet another opportunity to learn a great math lesson. This is Mr. Moore. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at 8.8c, which is a one of the Texas TEKS that talks about modeling and solving one variable equations with variables on both sides. Today we're going to be using a tool, okay, like an equation solving tool, sort of a graphic organizer. I have a copy of the graphic organizer here. Basically what you would do is you would use it to actually solve an equation. If you look, if I go ahead and zoom in here, what you have are different scenarios, okay? You're going to look at your equation, a yes or no. For instance, look at each side of the equation, yes or no, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm going to show you how to actually use it. I have presented it in class, but I wanted to go over it a little bit more in depth for those people who were curious. All right, we're going to be solving two different problems here today using our tool, and you'll see how it works. So I'm going to move this over to the side for now. Now, our first equation, everybody, is going to be 6x plus 16 is equal to 2x plus 28 using our tool, okay? First question here on our tool is whether or not we have, give me just a second, let me turn on the lamp, see if that's a little bit better for us, okay? I think it's a little bit better. All right, so we will look at the equation. Are there any grouping symbols, okay? If there are no grouping symbols, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over to, and normally, by the way, everybody, I would never use pen in math, but I'm going to have to use it because of the video. So if the answer to my question is no, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my tool. Okay, once I open up my tool, of course, I see here that there are no grouping symbols. So I'm going to go on to the next step. And when I say the next step, I'm going to look at my very next question. Look at each side of the equation. Are there like terms on the left side or are there like terms on the right side? So everybody, just so we are familiarized with the term like terms, if there was more than one variable on each side, that would be a like term that I could combine. So for instance, in addition to 6x, if I had, say, 2x, I could combine 2x and 6x to give me 8x. Or is there more than one number? If there was the number 4 on the side over here that was added, 4 and 16 are like terms. I could add those together. So a like term of 16 and 4, for instance, would be 20. But as you notice, on each side, there are, and I'm putting parentheses around my two expressions here that are on either side of the equal sign. There are no like terms on this side of the equal sign or on this side. There's nothing else that I can actually combine. So that's why I just have 2x plus 28. I can't put those together. Those are unlike terms. 6x and 16, I cannot put those together. So they are not like terms. So I'm going to move on to my next question at this time. Do you have variables on both sides of the equal sign? Yes, I do. So I'm going to pull this up, everybody. So this says, choose the variable with the smaller coefficient. Undo the variable by adding the opposite to both sides. And I have an example there. So I'm going to push this to the side for a moment. I do have variables on both sides. I'm going to separate my two expressions. They told me to choose the coefficient that is smaller and do the opposite. So I know that this is a positive symbol. Again, unless it says negative, we assume that it is positive. So in order to create 0 pairs there, or to cancel that out, I'm going to add negative 2x to both sides. Okay, draw myself a line. This becomes a 0 pair. And so therefore, if I restate what is left, 6x minus 2x will give me 4x plus 16, because I'm just going to bring that down. And that's going to equal 28. It is a positive 28 because remember, this is a term by itself. And the symbol that's in front of it is the plus symbol, so therefore it is positive. Okay? Bringing back my tool. Do you have a constant added or subtracted on both sides of the equal sign? In fact, I do. This is a constant because there's no variable there. This is a constant because there's no variable there. So when I pull this up and it says yes, okay, looking at my next option, it says choose the constant that's on the same side as the variable. Undo that constant by adding the opposite to both sides of the equation. This is only an example, everybody. So I'm going to move this to the side. As it said, I'm going to choose the one that's on the side of the variable. This is your variable and your coefficient. This we know is a positive 16 because we're looking at the leading sign. I'm going to add a negative 16 to each side. When I do that, this becomes a 0 pair, and this goes down here. So therefore, 4x is equal to 28 minus 16 is going to give me 12. So therefore, now 4x is equal to 12. bringing back my tool, looking at the very next question. Does your variable have a coefficient other than 1? In fact, it does. And so, being that it does, I'm going to pull this up to reveal my next step. It says to undo the coefficient of the variable by doing the opposite operation, multiply or divide. They gave examples right there. So I know, everybody, that what's happening between these two is multiplication. So in order to undo multiplication, I know that I'm going to divide. I always divide each side by the coefficient here, okay? Not the constant, but the coefficient. I'm going to divide each side by 4. That gives me x is equal to a positive 3. If I was to go back in and do a check, everybody, which I should be doing, if I go back in and do my check, I'm going to look, and I'm going to do my check over here on the side. Okay, I'm going to change the color of the ink. Hopefully that is visible. So I'm going to take my original equation, plug in the value of that I found, and when I say plug in, I'm just going to substitute that value for x. I'm going to continue to drill down and simplify. This becomes 18 plus 16 is equal to 6 plus 28. Okay, so I know that this is 34. I know that when I add these two, 18 and 16, that also becomes 34. So I ask myself, is this a true statement? In fact, it is. So 34 is equal to 34. So my real answer is, of course, x is equal to 3. Let's look at one last example here using our tool again. I'm going to move that out of the frame. Now, straighten this up. So I'm going to look at 12x plus 12 is equal to 3x plus 84. Separating, okay, what is on the left and what is on the right. Again, bringing back my tool. Again, look at the equation. Are there any brackets or parentheses? In fact, there are not, so fold this up. There are no grouping symbols, so I'm going to go to my next step, okay, because that's a no. Look at each side of the equation. Are there like terms on the left side? Are there like terms on the right? And so the reason that they ask that question is they want to make sure that you've consolidated everything. Are all of my x's together? Are all of my numbers together? In fact, there are no like terms. So again, bringing back this question, are there like terms? No. So it just tells us that each side of the equation is simplified at this point. No terms can be combined, so go to my next step. My next step says, are there variables on both sides? And in fact, that's part of the TEKS. There are variables on both sides. So because there are variables on both sides, I'm going to move on to the next logical step. And the next logical step tells me that we will choose the variable with smaller coefficient, okay? Undo the variable by adding the opposite to both of the equations, okay? And remember, I can add a positive, I can add a negative. So I am going to choose the one that is smaller. To undo this, I'm going to do a negative 3x. I'm going to add that to both sides. I tell my students in class, remember that you cannot forget your baby. Your baby is your variable. So you got to take your baby everywhere with you. And so I'm taking that with me. That becomes a zero pair. 12x minus 3x becomes 9x. What's left over? Plus 12. The equal sign, and again, my 84. Okay? So at this point, bringing back my tool, do I have a constant added or subtracted on both sides of the equal sign? Yes, I do. Constant. Constant right there. Okay? So now, I'm going to flip this up because it says, yes, I have a constant. Now again, you're going to choose the constant that is on the same side as the variable. Okay? Once you do that, you're going to use the constant by adding the opposite to both sides of the equation. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay, I'm going to try to lighten this or to darken this just so we can see that a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to add a negative 12. You are absolutely able to add negatives. Okay, so don't anybody tell you that. So I'm adding negatives here. That is going to be a zero pair or it cancels out, leaving me with 9x is equal to, when I subtract these two, that becomes 72. Now, bringing back my tool, does your variable have a coefficient other than 1? In fact, it does. That's yes. And again, undo the coefficient of the variable by doing the opposite operation, multiply or divide. I know that this is a multiplicative relationship between 9 and x, and that's going to equal 72. So again, in order to undo multiplication, I'm going to divide, dividing each side by 9. Remember, only divided by your coefficient. Once I do that, I know that x is going to equal 8. Okay? Now, the last step tells us to go ahead and check our work. So I am going to go ahead and check. I don't want to leave you hanging. All right, I'm just going to put it over here in the corner. Okay, can you all see that? Yes. All right, so as we see here, everybody, I'm going to take my original equation, plug in my value that I figured out. That is going to be, if I pull up my calculator, it's going to be 96 plus 12 is equal to 24 plus 84. Okay. So in this case, that's going to give me 108. 96 plus 12 is also going to give me 108. So therefore, that statement is true, and I have a correct answer. All right, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed my use of this tool that I shared with everyone in class. If you don't have one, this is a great tool to have. It'll show you guys, sort of guide you through, especially if you're a person that doesn't quite remember the steps. It'll help to guide you through. I hope that this has been helpful, everybody. And again, thank you for joining me on one of my videos. I'll see you in class.